Hey YouTube, coming at you today with another little update on these babies, these rainbow fry. Here, let's get some micro worms and feed them. These guys have been doing really well. Looks like we have 6 of the larger ones left out of the 10 that we started with. There's a great deal of detritus worms on this tank. Let's see if they'll eat some of these micro worms. Yeah, there's a bunch of micro worms in the tank. We've got 2 groups of them. One is a group that is very tiny, and one is a group that's gotten to the, I don't know, half-inch stage. You can see the tiniest ones. They stay right at the top of the water. Yeah, you're pretty much looking at them right there. They seem to be eating the micro worms all right. And the bigger guys are in the lower water column. The light seems to be scaring the bigger ones this time. If you'll notice, there are detritus worms all over this tank. They, I guess when I used my filter sponge from the 75 gallon and put it in this, squeezed it out in this tank, that there must have been some detritus worms in there, which the bigger rainbows keep back because they eat so many of them. But in this tank there are no large fish, so detritus worms have pretty much cleaned the diatomaceous algae off of all 4 sides of the tank, and of course they're still in the tank. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because as these rainbows get a little larger, I think we should see them begin to, I expect that they've already started eating the smaller detritus worms, the babies, and because they're staying plenty healthy, their size is steadily increasing, and that's a good sign. And so unless all of a sudden I have a huge detritus worm die-off, I'm not really too concerned about it, because it provides a food source for these babies, a continual live food source, because the very young detritus worms, I don't know, let's see if I can find one. You can see them swimming in the water column. They make little circular motions back and forth, both ends of them going together and then back and forth, and it allows them to swim around. So I think these baby rainbows are picking them off when they're in that state. The bigger ones don't seem to like the light very much, but they are really starting to get a lot larger, and that's a good thing. I'm assuming, or my wife and I are assuming, that these larger ones at least are goiter rivers, but it's possible that they're hybrid, because we've got a couple of other different types of rainbows in that tank. And I'm interested in figuring out whether these littlest ones up at the top are, you can just barely see them, are potentially pseudo-McGills or thread fins. And it may not be the case. It may be just a simple effect of different eggs hatching out at different times out of the moss. You know, sometimes they can hatch delayed. So they may all be goiter rivers. But we put a lot of plant material in the top of the tank to give them hiding places. I'm getting some glare off of the LED light, shoe light that I'm using for light, but you really can't see them without that light. So I just wanted to give you guys an update and let you know that these babies are functioning. It's really hard to get a good focus on something that little. Anyway, good luck, YouTube.